In February 2024, Super Bowl LVIII became the most watched telecast in United States history, drawing an average audience of 123.4 million viewers. While the Kansas City Chiefs secured a dramatic overtime victory, a significant portion of that audience was focused on the luxury suites, where pop music's biggest star, Taylor Swift, was watching her boyfriend, Travis Kelce, clinch the championship. This single event cemented a cultural phenomenon that blended two distinct American empires, the precision and brute force of the National Football League and the global economic machine of modern pop music. The speculation surrounding their relationship, particularly the possibility of marriage, has since eclipsed traditional celebrity coverage, creating a feedback loop of media attention that dominates news cycles. Taylor Allison Swift was already a global monolith long before her association with the NFL. Her 2023-2024 Eras Tour is widely recognized as the highest-grossing music tour of all time, the first to surpass the $1 billion mark. This level of success was the culmination of a career defined by strategic reinvention and a deep, calculated connection with her fan base. But her story begins far from the stadiums. Born on December 13, 1989, in West Reading, Pennsylvania, Swift showed an early aptitude for music and storytelling. Her parents, Scott and Andrea Swift, recognized her ambition. By age 14, the family relocated to Hendersonville, Tennessee, just outside Nashville, allowing her to pursue a career in country music. Travis Michael Kelce occupied a different stratosphere of fame, one built on athletic prowess. As the tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs, he was already considered one of the greatest to ever play his position. A multiple-time first-team All-Pro selection and a Super Bowl champion, Kelce was a lock for the NFL Hall of Fame. His public persona was that of a charismatic, boisterous athlete, known for his flashy fashion and his popular New Heights podcast, co-hosted with his brother, Jason. Born on October 5, 1989, in Westlake, Ohio, Kelce's path was defined by sports. He and Jason were multi-sport athletes in high school. Travis attended the University of Cincinnati, initially accepting a scholarship as a quarterback. Swift's Tennessee move was pivotal. She secured a publishing deal with Sony or an ATV Music Publishing at just 14. She soon caught the attention of Scott Borchetta, a DreamWorks Records executive preparing to launch his own label, Big Machine Records. Swift became his first signing. Her debut single, Tim McGraw, released in June 2000, was a commercial success, climbing to number 6 on the Billboard Hot Country Songs chart. Her self-titled debut album followed, establishing her as a genuine country music prodigy, capable of writing her own material about the teenage experience with uncanny precision. Kelce's college career, however, was not a simple trajectory. His raw talent was obvious, but his path was complicated by a major setback. In 2010, during his sophomore year, Kelce was suspended for the entire season after testing positive for marijuana, a violation of team rules. This suspension forced him to mature quickly. He transitioned from quarterback to tight end, a move suggested by his coaches to better utilize his size and athleticism. It was a career-defining change. He returned to the field, and by his senior year in 2012, he was a dominant force, earning first-team All-Big East honors. In the 2013 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs selected Travis Kelce in the 3rd round, 63rd overall. The pick reunited him with Andy Reid, the new Chiefs head coach who had previously coached his brother Jason in Philadelphia. Kelce's rookie season, however, was a washout. He was placed on injured reserve in October 2013 after undergoing microfracture surgery on his knee, limiting his contribution to a single special teams play. This early adversity delayed his impact, but his second year marked his true arrival. In 2014, Kelce led the Chiefs in receiving with 862 yards. The following season, 2015, he earned his first Pro Bowl selection, solidifying his status as one of the league's elite tight ends. His brand was defined by on-field dominance and an exuberant, unpredictable personality. He even starred in his own reality dating show in 2016, Catching Kelce, a move that signaled an early ambition to build a media presence beyond the gridiron. While Kelce was navigating injuries and establishing his NFL career, Taylor Swift was executing one of the most significant genre pivots in music history. Her second album, Fearless, released in 2008, was a commercial juggernaut, spending 11 non-consecutive weeks at #1 on the Billboard 200. In February 2010, Fearless won 4 Grammy Awards, including Album of the Year. At just 20 years old, Swift became the youngest artist in history to win the music industry's highest honor. This win confirmed her mainstream appeal, but also intensified the media scrutiny of her life and talent. She responded by taking greater creative control. Her 2010 album, Speak Now, was written entirely by her, a direct answer to critics who questioned her authorship. It sold over 1 million copies in its first week. Swift was building an empire based on autobiographical songwriting and meticulous brand management. Her 2012 album, Red, blurred the lines, incorporating elements of pop, rock, and electronic music. But it was her 5th studio album, 1989, released in October 2014, that marked her definitive transformation. Marketed as her first official pop album, 1989 was a massive critical and commercial success, selling nearly 1.3 million copies in the US within its first week. It was the largest single sales week for any album since 2002. This era also saw the rise of her squad, a curated public-facing image of female friendship that dominated social media and solidified her cultural influence. By the mid-2010s, their two worlds were running on parallel, but entirely separate tracks. Kelce was becoming a superstar in a league defined by rigid structure and brutal physicality. He was a character, a fan favorite known for his celebrations and outspoken nature. Swift, meanwhile, had become the most powerful woman in music, defined by her ability to control her own narrative and defy industry expectations. Kelce's world was the football field, Swift's was the global stage. The peak of Taylor Swift's 1989 era also marked a turning point. By 2016, her cultural saturation was absolute, but it came with significant backlash. Her carefully constructed public image faced its most severe test during a public feud with rapper Kanye West and his then-wife Kim Kardashian over the lyrics of West's song Famous. A secretly recorded phone call released by Kardashian led to Swift being branded a snake across social media. The public narrative turned against her, casting her as calculating and disingenuous. In response, Swift executed a now famous disappearing act, vanishing from all public appearances and social media for nearly a year. She re-emerged in August 2017, wiping her social media accounts clean before posting a cryptic video of a snake. This preceded the announcement of her 6th studio album, Reputation, released in November 2017. The album, which embraced the darker persona assigned to her, was another commercial behemoth, selling 1.216 million copies in its first week in the US alone. The accompanying Reputation Stadium tour in 2018 became the highest-grossing North American tour in history at the time. It was a masterclass in narrative control, turning her biggest PR crisis into her most profitable era. While Swift was navigating this public exile and triumphant return, Travis Kelce was steadily building a Hall of Fame resume. He had become the undeniable engine of the Kansas City Chiefs offense. In 2016, he signed a 5-year, $46 million contract extension, securing his future with the team. He was selected to the Pro Bowl every single year from 2015 onward, and in 2018, he recorded over 1,300 receiving yards, a rare feat for a tight end. But individual accolades were not the end goal. The arrival of quarterback Patrick Mahomes transformed the Chiefs from playoff contenders to a genuine dynasty. The culmination of Kelce's career ambitions arrived on February 2, 2020, at Super Bowl LVIII. Kelce scored a crucial touchdown as the Chiefs defeated the San Francisco 49ers, earning him his first championship ring. He was now, unequivocally, a winner at the highest level of his sport. Simultaneously, Swift was undergoing another profound reinvention. After fulfilling her contract with Big Machine Records, she signed a landmark deal with Universal Music Group's Republic Records in 2018. This deal notably gave her ownership of her future master recordings. Her 2019 album Lover marked a return to a brighter, more open aesthetic, but it was her 2020 surprise albums, Folklore and Evermore, that redefined her artistry. Written and released during the pandemic, these indie folk records were a sharp left turn, earning her widespread critical acclaim. In March 2021, Folklore won the Grammy Award for Album of the Year, making Swift the first woman in history to win the award 3 times. Taylor Swift's third Album of the Year victory for Folklore secured her place in Grammy history, but it was also a prelude to her next major business offensive. In 2021, she launched her ambitious re-recording project, releasing Fearless, Taylor's version, and Red, Taylor's version. This move was designed to reclaim ownership of her back catalog, a decision that further cemented her power as both an artist and an industry strategist. These re-releases were both critically and commercially successful, mobilizing her fan base and demonstrating a new model of artistic control. While Swift was battling for her masters, Travis Kelce was hunting for his second championship. He continued to set records, becoming the fastest tight end in NFL history to reach 10,000 career receiving yards. The 2022 season was a pinnacle for his family. On February 12, 2023, the Kansas City Chiefs faced the Philadelphia Eagles in Super Bowl LVIII. The game was popularly dubbed the Kelce Bowl, as it was the first Super Bowl in history to feature 2 brothers, Travis and Jason, playing against each other. The Chiefs secured the victory, earning Travis Kelce his second ring. Just months earlier, in October 2022, Swift had released her 10th studio album, Midnights. The album's launch was historic. It broke streaming records and achieved a feat no other artist had managed. Swift claimed every single spot in the top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100 chart simultaneously. This overwhelming success set the stage for the Eras Tour, which began in March 2023. The tour was not just a concert series, it was a cultural and economic phenomenon, generating estimates of billions in economic impact. It was this tour that finally caused their 2 worlds to collide. On July 8, 2023, Travis Kelce attended the Eras Tour stop at his home turf, Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. He later discussed the experience on the New Heights podcast episode released July 26th. He mentioned, half-jokingly, that he had made a friendship bracelet with his phone number on it, a tradition among the tour's fans, but was disappointed he didn't get to give it to her after the show. That public admission, broadcast to millions, was the spark. The podcast clip went viral. For 2 months, speculation simmered. Then, on September 24, 2023, the rumors were confirmed in the most public way possible. Taylor Swift appeared in a luxury suite at Arrowhead Stadium, seated next to Kelce's mother, Donna. The broadcast repeatedly cut to her reactions as she cheered for the Chiefs against the Chicago Bears. The image of the world's biggest pop star enthusiastically celebrating a touchdown reception instantly became the defining cultural image of the year. The crossover was no longer theoretical, it was happening in real time, broadcast to the NFL's massive Sunday audience. The September 24th appearance ignited a media firestorm. The NFL, recognizing a demographic windfall, pivoted its marketing almost immediately. Broadcasts began featuring Swift's reactions as frequently as key plays, a move that delighted new viewers but frustrated some sports purists. The Taylor Swift effect was immediate and quantifiable. The Chiefs' game against the New York Jets on October 1st, which Swift also attended, averaged 27 million viewers, becoming the most watched Sunday television program since the previous Super Bowl. Concurrently, sports retailer Fanatics reported that sales of Travis Kelce's number 87 jersey spiked by nearly 400%, placing him among the league's top-selling players overnight. This was no longer a simple celebrity sighting, it was a seismic market shift. The relationship quickly proved to be more than a one-sided media opportunity. Swift became a regular fixture at Chiefs games, both at home and on the road, often photographed in luxury suites with Kelce's family and the families of other players. The crossover intensified as Kelce reciprocated the support. In mid-November 2023, during the Chiefs' bye week, Kelce flew to Buenos Aires, Argentina to attend the Eras Tour. This trip provided one of the most viral moments of their relationship. During her performance of the song Karma, Swift altered the lyrics, singing, "Karma is the guy on the Chiefs coming straight home to me." The lyric change, captured by thousands of fans, was a definitive public acknowledgement. A video showing Swift running to kiss Kelce after the show concluded cemented their status as a global power couple. This mutual public support became the dominant subplot of the 2023-2024 NFL season. The media ecosystem went into overdrive, tracking Swift's movements and Kelce's on-field performance in tandem. The relationship was credited with introducing a massive new audience, primarily young women, to football. The NFL's embrace of this narrative continued as the Chiefs began their playoff run. Swift attended the team's frigid wildcard game in Kansas City, followed by their road victories in Buffalo and Baltimore. The culmination of this convergence was Super Bowl LVIII in Las Vegas on February 11, 2024. Swift's attendance was a feat of global logistics. She flew directly from a four-show stop in Tokyo, Japan, arriving just hours before kickoff. As noted, the game became the most watched broadcast in U.S. history. When the Chiefs secured their overtime victory against the San Francisco 49ers, the cameras followed Kelce. He found Swift on the field, and their celebratory embrace, surrounded by confetti and media, was broadcast to the world. It was the perfect visual climax, a sports dynasty and a music empire colliding in a single unscripted moment of triumph. The Super Bowl victory in February 2024 marked the end of the season, but the start of a new global phase for the couple. With the NFL entering its offseason, Taylor Swift immediately resumed the Eras Tour, taking her stadium show to Australia and Asia. Travis Kelce demonstrated his commitment by traveling internationally, attending her concerts in both Sydney and Singapore. These appearances signaled that their relationship was not merely a seasonal distraction, but a serious partnership capable of navigating two demanding world-spanning careers. While Swift continued her record-breaking tour, Kelce solidified his own professional standing. In late April 2024, he signed a two-year, $34.25 million contract extension with the Kansas City Chiefs. The deal represented a significant raise and made him the highest-paid tight end in NFL history, securing his legacy with the team. Kelce also expanded his media presence, filming the game show Are You Smarter Than a Celebrity?, which premiered in the summer. Just days before Kelce's contract was announced, Swift released her 11th studio album on April 19, 2024, The Tortured Poets Department. The album's release was a commercial earthquake. It sold 2.61 million equivalent units in the US in its first week and shattered streaming records, becoming Spotify's most streamed album in a single day and single week. The double album, a surprise release, was intensely analyzed by fans and media. While much of it detailed past heartbreaks, listeners quickly identified tracks that appeared to reference Kelce directly. Songs like The Alchemy and So High School used overt football metaphors and celebratory tones, seemingly chronicling the beginning of their romance. Kelce was no longer just a spectator. He was now officially part of her artistic narrative. As Swift launched the European leg of the Eras Tour in May 2024, he became a regular fixture, seen supporting her from VIP tents in Paris, Madrid, and London. The crossover reached its most dramatic peak on June 23, 2024, during her third show at London's Wembley Stadium. In a move that stunned the audience, Kelce appeared on stage, dressed in a formal top hat and tuxedo. He participated in the choreographed transition for the song I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, carrying Swift across the stage and fanning her as part of the skit. This on-stage appearance was a transformative moment. The world's most famous pop star had spent a season in the NFL suites. Now, one of the NFL's biggest stars had joined her on stage. The reciprocity was complete. This act, combined with the relationship passing the one-year mark, sent the wedding speculation into overdrive. Media outlets, both sports and entertainment, shifted their narrative from if the couple would last to when they would get engaged. Following the Wembley appearance, the summer of 2024 was defined by relentless engagement rumors. This speculation was no longer confined to gossip blogs. It was discussed in mainstream financial news and by brand analysts as a potential market event. The crossover had matured. Estimates on the brand value of the relationship itself, separate from their individual enterprises, began circulating. Brands scrambled to associate with the couple, anticipating a wedding that would, by all estimates, rival royal ceremonies in global viewership and consumer impact. Swift's schedule, however, remained punishing. She completed the final legs of the Eras Tour, a global trek that had redefined entertainment logistics. On December 8, 2024, Taylor Swift performed the 152nd and final show of the tour in Vancouver, British Columbia. The conclusion of this monumental undertaking, which had spanned nearly 2 years and grossed an estimated $1.3 billion, marked the end of an era. It also, in the eyes of the public, opened a critical window of opportunity. By then, Travis Kelce was deep into his 12th NFL season. The 2024 NFL season kicked off on September 5, 2024, with the Chiefs hosting the Baltimore Ravens. Swift, fresh off her tour's final U.S. leg, was in attendance. The dynamic, however, had shifted. Her presence was no longer a novelty that surprised broadcasters. It was an integrated, expected part of the broadcast, complete with specialized graphics. The NFL's strategy had paid dividends. Reports indicated sustained growth in female viewership, particularly in the 18 to 34 demographic, directly attributed to the crossover. Kelce's on-field performance remained elite, seemingly unaffected by the massive increase in personal scrutiny. He passed 12,000 career receiving yards in November 2024, a milestone solidifying his place in the tight end pantheon. The Chiefs progressed through the 2024 season, though they ultimately fell short of a third consecutive Super Bowl, losing in the AFC Championship game in January 2025. This 2025 offseason became the focal point for the fever pitch of speculation. With Swift officially finished with touring and Kelce in his NFL break, the media scrutiny became laser-focused. Every vacation, every public outing was analyzed for signs of an engagement. The couple maintained a unified private front, revealing little. As the 2025 NFL season began in September, the narrative remained unchanged. Swift has been a consistent presence at 2025 games, supporting Kelce as he continues to play at a high level. The relationship has proven its stability, outlasting the cynical initial predictions of a short-lived fling. The crossover has fundamentally altered the landscape of both sports and entertainment, proving that the two audiences are not mutually exclusive, but can be powerfully combined. The focus is no longer on the novelty of the pairing, but on the logistics of their future. The unprecedented global interest means any announcement, be it an engagement or otherwise, is no longer just personal news, but a global media event. The world is watching, waiting for the next chapter.